I'm on a mission to find the cheapest grocery store that I can, and this is the grocery store that has beaten out pretty much every other grocery store that I've been to. It's called the Grocery Outlet, and it's like a bargain grocery store. All the products that don't get sold at the normal grocery store end up here. I personally really like this grocery store. However, I will say that all of the products they're basically everything that didn't get sold at the normal grocery store. Most of the time, I find some really unique products. Personally, I don't mind the weird products that I see at this store, but if you're looking for the more traditional kind of grocery store products and stuff, it might not be the place for you. This and Trader Joe's has honestly become one of my favorite combos for like grocery shopping and just snack shopping in general. I've noticed that the prices at both of these stores tend to be slightly better. The produce at the Grocery Outlet honestly leaves a lot to be desired. I don't really advocate for buying the produce. I think that most of it is either going bad, gone bad, or overpriced for what it is. So I think that the Grocery Outlet is so much better for like pantry staples and like fun snacks, stuff like that. Even the frozen items I think are pretty decent at the Grocery Outlet. Fresh produce though, I've noticed is not the best. So hopefully in your area it's a little bit better. Unfortunately, in my area it's not that great, so I don't really get any of the fresh produce or anything. I have noticed though that the Trader Joe's is pretty decent with their fresh produce, and honestly Fred Meyer or like a similar Kroger-esque grocery store might not be that bad if you shop the sales. That is the one thing that I will always tell anybody who is trying to cut down on their grocery bills and like trying to get a good deal. Try to just shop the sales. I used to be one of those people who would plan out their meals for the week and then buy ingredients that align with the meals that I was buying, and I don't do that anymore. Nowadays what I do is I just buy a bunch of different ingredients. Whatever is on sale in a given week is what I will buy, and then whatever I buy is whatever I make meals out of. I've noticed that a lot of different grocery stores like to put certain kinds of fresh produce as a loss leader, and if you don't know what a loss leader is, don't worry, because I recently discovered this myself. A loss leader is basically a type of product that a grocery store or any kind of store really puts out in order to kind of lure you in the door. They're going to take a little bit of a loss to sell that item to you, but overall they hope that it will incentivize you to spend so much more money on their goods that aren't loss leaders. A really good example that's kind of infamous at this point are Costco's products, specifically their like $5 rotisserie chicken and the hot dog with the drink combo meal that is offered for like $1.50. Those are both loss leaders for them, but they're hoping to get you in the door just to get those, and that's actually the reason why the rotisserie chicken is at the back of the store in a kind of weird location. They want you to see all the other products in order to hopefully get trapped into buying some of those products just to get to the chicken. They also had the random aisle of junk that inevitably every single grocery store has. I was looking through it and nothing honestly stood out to me too much. I did appreciate that they had a very wide spectrum of goods though. Like I noticed some like pots and pans as well as candles. I really like candles, so I might honestly try out a couple of their candles, and I'll of course let you guys know what I think of them. I entered into what I like to call the extended produce aisle. I don't know why they have two different produce sections. They had one at the front with a couple of fruits and stuff, and then in the back they have the rest of it. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't really recommend any of their fresh produce and stuff. If you do get it, it tends to go bad really quickly. A lot of their prices for the fresh produce are more than what they would be at a different grocery store. Comparing the prices of like sweet potatoes to Fred Meyer or Walmart, the Grocery Outlet actually ended up costing more per pound. I wish saw any kind of stone fruit really. I've been craving them so badly, but the prices around me for per pound are just so high that I can't really justify getting it. The cheapest price that I've seen is about $2.99 per pound. I'm used to seeing like 99-cent stone fruit per pound during the season in the summers. It's honestly so sad to me seeing how expensive things are these days, and that's really why I've been on a search for the cheapest grocery stores, and I want to share all that with you guys so that hopefully somebody else can pick up some tips and tricks from me while I wade through the waters of looking through overpriced groceries. Let me know what kind of cost-cutting measures that you guys have been doing for your groceries. I'm always so interested to learn what other people are doing and how they're making their costs stay low. I was looking looking through all of the different kinds of produce that they had. I wonder how much of it they end up having to toss out. I hope that it's not too much. I hate food waste. I continued through the store and I ended up in their dairy, bakery, and eggs section. I don't know best how to classify it because everything was so close together that it's kind of difficult to classify these as separate sections, but they do sell things that would in a traditional grocery store all fall under separate sections. I am proud of myself to say that I did not get anything from the bakery. Nothing really stood out to me in the bakery section, and I wasn't tempted by anything that they had. Their cheese section was pretty interesting. I saw a blueberry goat cheese log. Blueberry goat cheese is actually one of my favorite kind of snacky items that I've ever had. It tastes exactly like a blueberry cheesecake to me. Weirdly enough, I know that it's a wild statement to say. Really love it. On a Ritz cracker that's like honey is one of the best pairings. Their dairy section is arguably the best part of the store. I love alternative milk, especially almond milk that is flavored with banana. I have literally been drinking so much banana milk. I've not been able to get eggs for the longest period of time. The prices for eggs here though are actually pretty decent. 99 cents for a dozen eggs is what I was paying pre-pandemic for eggs. Their alternative milk section, like I mentioned, is so good. All of their drinks really are pretty decently priced. I think it's because every drink that doesn't get sold at a normal grocery store ends up here, so you always have some really weird flavored drinks available. They also have so many different kinds of cold brew coffees and stuff available, as well as Yakults. I've seen so many different kinds of Yakult and other kinds of probiotic drinks. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Please let me know if I'm not in the comments below. I love probiotic drinks as well as cold brew coffees, and I get my fix at this store. Those are the best deals that I've noticed at the grocery outlet, so if you have one near you and you love fun drinks and different kinds of combinations like that, highly recommend going to the grocery outlet just for that reason, even if you get nothing else. They had a little section of Asian snacks. Turtle chips are so good too. I recently picked up a pack from the H Mart that's near my house, and the price at the grocery outlet was not as good as the price at the H Mart. So that is a word to the wise. Make sure you're doing your price comparisons and your due diligence before you pick anything up, because it might not actually be as good of a deal as the yellow sign says. The yellow sign is a little bit of clickbait. I don't know many stores that charge the after amount that the grocery outlet is recording on their signs. Maybe some are. Most of the grocery stores though are oftentimes only a couple dollars more, but a couple dollars does add up very quickly, especially if you have a very large grocery list like people with families oftentimes do, or people who like to do a lot of bulk cooking. Bulk cooking is something that I have been trying to do, and like meal prepping, it has been a work in progress. I've gotten most of my meal prep ideas down, but like I said, I like to shop the deals that are available as opposed to shop for the bulk cooking that I want to do. I am all for the challenge though. Anything that helps me save a couple bucks as well as increases my creativity is something that I can get behind. I was looking at the non-refrigerated fun drink section. I love seeing the different kinds of drinks that they have available in this section. Also happen to have a bunch of different cereal bars. Cereal bars are such a goated snack item. They are underappreciated, but I love a good cereal bar, especially those Special K bars that are like 100 calories and are available in like blueberry and strawberry flavor. They remind me of Pop-Tarts, but so much better. The 12 pack of Pop-Tarts is very intriguing because that is so much cheaper than I have found at almost any store. I might pick up a 12 pack of Pop-Tarts. Luckily, there's so many preservatives in there that they'll stay fresh for a while. That is all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've watched this far, comment down below what your favorite flavor of Pop-Tart is. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!